Have you ever wondered about the origins of the British royal family's German lineage? Well, let's embark on a journey through time as we unravel the fascinating tale of the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Steeped in history, this house has its roots deep in the heart of Germany, in the regions of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, to be precise. A name that might sound unfamiliar, but its legacy resonates even today. The House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha was a distinguished European dynasty, with members ruling over several territories throughout the 19th and 20th centuries. But how did this German lineage become an integral part of the British monarchy, you might ask? The answer lies in the romantic story of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Prince Albert was a member of the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, and when he married Queen Victoria in 1840, he brought his German heritage to the British Isles. They had 9 children who married into various European royal families, spreading the influence of the house across the continent. Among the children of Victoria and Albert, Alfred Edward, who was their eldest son and would become a significant figure in the British monarchy. Many members of the house have had a profound impact on the British monarchy. Still, perhaps none have been as instrumental as Edward VII. His reign marked a period of significant change, not only in Britain but also across the world. He was a king who understood the power of public image, a social reformer, and a diplomat par excellence. As we delve further into the story of the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, we will explore the life and times of Edward VII and his lasting legacy. Edward VII, born Albert Edward, was, quote, chubby-cheeked, convivial, hugely popular, and without a moral fibre in his not insubstantial body. Edward VII presided over a brief, colourful coda to the Victorian age, an Indian summer in which the ancien regimes of Europe spiralled unwittingly towards annihilation, while almost unnoticed, the industrial proletariat began to organise. The fact that the British monarchy survived the catastrophe of the First World War is due in part to Edward's cultivation of a new mystique for the ancient institution. End quote. Growing up, Edward was subjected to a rigorous educational regime established by his father, Prince Albert. This curriculum designed to prepare a future monarch for the rigours of public duty. It included lessons in history, languages, and the political and constitutional affairs of the realm. However, Edward's relationship with his parents was complex. His mother, Queen Victoria, had a domineering personality, and his father, Prince Albert, was a stern disciplinarian. Despite his parents' high expectations, Edward was a reluctant student. He preferred outdoor activities and social events, and his academic performance was often found wanting. However, his charisma and affability made him popular among the people, a trait that would later serve him well as king. Edward VII was crowned August 9, 1901. His reign would leave a lasting impact on Britain. His rule was marked by significant social changes and important diplomatic relationships, all of which were shaped by his unique upbringing. Edward VII's reign was a time of significant change and progress. Ascending to the throne in the twilight of the Victorian era, he inherited a nation on the cusp of the 20th century, a time of innovation, industrial growth. The women's suffrage movement was violently agitated. And of course, there was global transformation. Edward was quoted as saying, "We are all socialists now." According to historian Crofton, Edward was nothing of the sort. Among his many accomplishments, Edward's efforts to modernize the British Navy were pivotal. Recognizing the changing nature of naval warfare, he pushed for the development of the dreadnought battleship, a move that would redefine British naval power. This innovation was not just about weaponry, but also about projection of power, about ensuring that Britain remained a dominant force on the high seas. The battleship launched February 10, 1906. But Edward's reign was not just about military might, he was also a champion of social reforms. According to HighlandTitles.com, Edwardian society witnessed important social reforms. Labour laws were enacted to improve working conditions, and discussions surrounding women's suffrage gained momentum. While these changes were not fully realised during his reign, they set the stage for future developments. It was also a period of cultural flourishing, marked by advancements in literature, theatre, and the arts. Playwrights like George Bernard Shaw and novelists like E.M. Forster left a lasting impact on British literature. Also, rapid technological advancements continued during Edward VII's reign. The development of the automobile and the expansion of the telegraph and telephone networks transformed daily life and communication. And I thought Elizabeth II was a monarch that saw more innovations and changes. Seems not. Though one could argue, diplomacy too was at the heart of Edward's reign. He worked tirelessly to foster better relations with European powers, particularly France. His charm and affability, coupled with his fluency in several languages, made him a skilled diplomat. This culminated in the signing of the Entente Cordiale in 1904, a series of agreements that marked a significant turning point in Anglo-French relations. Edward's influence extended beyond the shores of Britain. He was a cosmopolitan king, a man of the world who used his personal relationships and diplomatic skills to navigate the complex web of European politics. He understood the importance of alliances and the delicate balance of power in an increasingly interconnected world. Edward VII's reign saw a transformation in Britain's global standing and domestic policies. His legacy is one of progress and change, a testament to his vision of a modern, forward-thinking Britain. Yet his reign also highlights the challenges and complexities of leadership during a time of profound change. Edward VII's death on May 6, 1910, marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. The king, known for his charm and sense of duty, had been battling health issues for years. His final years were marred by severe bouts of bronchitis, which eventually led to his passing. The nation was plunged into mourning, with the loss of their king being felt deeply across the length and breadth of the kingdom. Edward had not merely been a king, he had been a trendsetter, a man of style and substance. His influence was seen in the fashion of the time, with the Edwardian era being known for its elegance and refinement. He had a penchant for the finer things in life, and this was reflected in the trends that he set. But his influence extended far beyond the realm of fashion. He was a cultural icon, a man who understood the importance of diplomacy in an increasingly interconnected world. His peacemaking trips to Europe were instrumental in improving Britain's standing on the global stage. He was also a king who understood the value of change. His reign saw significant shifts in British society, with the advent of the Labour Party and the suffragette movement. He navigated these changes with aplomb, ensuring that the monarchy remained relevant and respected. However, Edward's death heralded more than just the end of his reign. It was the end of an era for the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Anti-German sentiments during the First World War led his son, George V, to change the family name to Windsor. It was a symbolic end to the German connection of the British royal family, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their history. Although the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha was short-lived in Britain, its impact through the reign of Edward VII was profound and lasting. His reign, though brief, left an indelible mark on the nation, shaping the course of history in ways that are still felt today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Royal Bloodlines. On the next episode, we will explore the House of Windsor. What an exciting episode it will be. Don't forget to subscribe for more royal history, and until next time, keep loving history and stay curious.